All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, call on Yama, hang on with Yahweh by Shema Shai by Shema Rakakwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles of great Muslim who teach well. And I want to give a hearty Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, your brother Karat is back with another lesson. And the inspiration for this lesson comes from me reading Jeremiah, the 16th chapter. All right. And the question I posed is, why are we here in America, aka Babylon the Great? And ultimately, it is because that is what the Lord pronounced on us as judgment for our wickedness. Okay. All right. So we're gonna talk about. We're gonna read the scriptures and let the scripture speak. Okay. But before we get this, before we get into that, I want to read this word judgment. Okay. Let's see. It says an act of trying at law, trial. All right. Let's see. Capacity for making a decision, and the Lord's decisions, all right, that He made based on our actions, all right, because our actions is what ultimately got us here. And we're going to talk about our actions and what they were. All right, our actions is idol worship, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shai Barakatah. Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shai Barakatah. All right, our actions is what got us here. So the Lord's decision making, all right, is based on our actions. All right, let's see. It says here a penalty imposed by a court. All right, so the penalty imposed by Yahweh Shema Shai was for us to be kicked out of the land of Israel. Right. So let's go, and this was His judgment. All right, for us in our wickedness. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 63. And it shall come to pass that as Yahweh rejoiced over you to do you good, right? Which is He put us in the land, gave us a law, statute, commandments, all right? Made us prosper in the land, okay? Made our enemies to be at peace with us, right? And to multiply you, so Yahweh will rejoice over you to destroy you, all right? And look at our people, we're destroyed, man. There was something circling on social media. These kids, maybe little girls, maybe 8, 9 years old, in the restaurant, somebody's recording them, and the little girls is in the restaurant twerking. All right, that's a destroyed mindset of young kids, right? And they see that because of what is published to their parents, and their parents are doing those things in front of their kids, and the kids are imitating them, right? And they see it on the television, they see it on their phone, they see it on the YouTube, they see it wherever it's propagated to the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian community, right? But the action of those kids and their parents show you that the people of the Lord are destroyed, right? But that's ultimately the decision of the Lord for us being wicked and doing the things that we did, right? It says here, continuing on, and to bring you to naught, right? To nothing. All right, I want to look at that word, not, and destroy. All right, the word not is samad or shamad. My internet's slow, so bear with me. All right, to destroy, exterminate, to be destroyed, be exterminated. All right, and that's what happened when we were brought into the hands of our enemies, man. All right, we lost our heritage. We were taken away from who we were. All right, we were set up to worship other gods as our forefathers were doing. All right, and it got even worse when we came over here because now everybody, all the individuals that pertain to being Israelites, meaning it's their heritage, right? Their mind has been, stained with this image of white Jesus, right? And that's something you can't get out of your mind, man. All right. So to destroy or to bring to naught was the word Shema, right? And here goes the word destroy. And that's what the Lord done to us, right? He destroyed, exterminated, same thing, perish, die, all right? To kill, cause to perish, to give up as lost, all right? We lost our heritage, we gave it up when we started worshiping those other gods, right? To blot out, do away with, all right, was not the knowledge of who we were taken away from us, all right? It says to destroy, put to death of divine judgment, right? And everything that the Lord does is He's righteous in that, right? So I don't want to keep harping on this, but let me keep reading the precept. And you should be plucked out of the land, whether thou goest to possess it. And the land that we went to go possess was the land of Israel. And because of our wickedness, we've been plucked out of it. All right. And how we were plucked out of it? With wars and famine. All right. With Zedekiah, Joachim, and Joachim, the last three kings of Judah. All right. Nebuchadnezzar came through and sacked Jerusalem these three times, right? And the Lord finally allowed us to be taken the whole land, all right, to be deserted, and the people, except for a small remnant that He left there, all right, to be taken to Babylon, right? So with wars and famine and with pestilence, all right, did the Lord kick us out of there, right? Let me see where I want to go. Let me go to Jeremiah, right? Let me go here. Jeremiah. All right, this is Jeremiah 16 and all right, this is Jeremiah 16 and 9. So, all right, we can look at this and the actual, the time frame Jeremiah speaking in. He's speaking in the time frame where Nebuchadnezzar is going to come through, but we can also relate to us living in Babylon. But the narrative for me reading this is for us to understand that this will happen unto us in the land of Israel for the southern kingdom, and why we got put out of the land, right? This is Jeremiah 16, and I'm gonna start at 9. All right. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes, and in your days the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness and the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. All right, this is in the land of Israel, right? It shall come to pass when thou shalt show this people all these words, and the Lord has had Jeremiah preaching these things, and as He has had us out there preaching things to our people, all right, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath Yahweh pronounced all this great evil against us? And what is our iniquity, or what is our sin that we have committed against Yahweh our power, right? And only the ones that, all right, are in this time frame, the only ones that's, true worshipers of the Lord are going to inquire with these type of questions so they can learn to repent, right? But you'll have people that, oh, well, they'll inquire, but they'll inquire and they'll hear for a little bit, but they won't stay, right? The parable of the sower, man, in the gospel where the Lord breaking it down to the apostles, Salakia, where he had said some came, some heard the word and endured for a little bit, then Satan came and took it away. All right, that's how some people would be, right? But the ones that's going to inquire, all right, and stay, will change their ways, man. All right, but nonetheless, let me keep going. It says, then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith Yahweh, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. So this is where we fell off at, man. All right, this is where we fell off at. All right, by not keeping the law of the Lord, right? Our forefathers not doing those things, and when we see righteousness, right, we copy that, right? But just as our people see wickedness, what those little girls had gave the example of earlier, where they see, who Sexy Red and Spice Ice and whoever these other new female rappers are on TV shaking their butt. Not saying that they, those were the groundbreakers for doing that, because you had like Little Kim and Foxy Brown and all those other women doing those things as well back in my time growing up. But when you see those little kids doing it now, it's because their leaders were doing it, as in their mothers were doing it, and they saw their other people doing it, so they did it. So just like with the wickedness of Israel, our fathers did it, and it trickled down to us because nobody taught us better, right? Just like those little kids that in the social media post, nobody showed them better, right? And that's all they knew. So it says, and that's all, what our forefathers taught us was the wickedness to go after other guys. That's all we knew, right? So that's what we did. And it says, ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk at everyone after the imagination of his heart, of his evil heart, that ye may not hearken unto me, right? And that's the problem. We did not hearken unto the Lord because our forefathers didn't hearken unto the Lord, right? But the Lord has set up prophets for us to learn to hearken unto the Lord, right? And then let me see. Proverbs 13. And this is how we, Shalom, bro. How about you, Shabbat? And this is how we hearken unto the Lord. Soon as my internet loads, it's slow, y'all. Salaki. Come on, Wi-Fi off here. I might just read it from the sword because it still ain't loading up. I need to get some better internet, man. Just bear with me, y'all. All right, here we go. It came up. The white about you, shine. Right. It says here, what's 13? What's 17? No, I thought it was 27, 13. Let's see. 23. Give me a second, y'all. All right, here we go. This is Proverbs 23 and 12. It says, apply thine heart unto instruction and thy ears unto the words of knowledge, right? And the words of knowledge come from righteous men, all right? Starting off with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, all right? And those that teach the same like doctrine that learned under them, right? But ultimately from Yahweh Shema Shai, that's where wisdom and knowledge comes from, and we need to listen to it, apply our heart to it, and give our ears to it. And when we apply our heart to it, we do it, right? Instead of doing the wicked things that Israel has done to get us in a situation where we're in Babylon the Great. Okay, so now I just want to, look over some things that these wicked kings did in Israel that has caused us to be in Babylon. Okay, because the Lord said that we have done what our fathers didn't keep the law, right? And we did worse than them, right? How is Jake out here doing worse than what our forefathers have done? Are they out here worshiping Cesare Borgia, man? All right, they love that motherfucker to the death of them, right? You got adultery running rapid within the community of the Israelites. You got murder running rapid within the community of the Israelites. You got, the ABC gang running rampant within the community of the Israelites. Okay, you got usury running rampant within the community of the Israelites, and so on and so forth, man. All right, it doesn't end. All right, but it's going to end when the Lord brings forth judgment on this place, aka America. Okay, so now I'm gonna just pick a king. All right, let's see, Pekah. Right, and this is of the Northern Kingdom. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. It says Pekah secured the throne of Israel by murdering his predecessor, King Pekahiah. Right, Salaki, if I say it right. All right, murdering of his own brethren. Right. He reigned 20 years, all the time sponsoring the golden calf cult, which Yahweh despised. All right, there you go. Idol worship, man. All right. And let's see what else. Let's see what else it says about this man. Pekah joined forces with Syria in an assault on Jerusalem, where Ahaz was king, and I believe Ahaz was a good king, right? The people of Judah were terrified of this confederacy, but Yahweh sent word through the prophet Isaiah that it would fail, which it did, right? The Lord keeps his word. As the Lord said that he would send us up out of the land of Israel because of our wickedness. When the Lord told King Ahaz, which was a good king, all right, obviously, um, that the attack of Israel wouldn't be successful, all right, and it wasn't, right? Later, Assyria marched on Israel, probably because Pekah declared Israel's independence and refused to pay tribute the previous two kings had paid. Assyria took much of Pekah's territory and deported many of his people. At this failure, a man named Hosea assassinated Pekah and assumed the throne himself. All right, more wickedness. All right, murder, idolatry. Okay, last three kings of Israel. All right, let's see, and Ahaz, he wasn't a good king. All right, unless there's another Ahaz up in here, which I don't see. Right, so let's read about Manasseh. Let's read about Manasseh. All right. And then this is just to show you the wickedness of our people, man. All right. King Manasseh came to the throne at 12 years of age when his father, the good King Hezekiah, died. Manasseh made it his mission to undo the good reforms instituted by his father and to do a great deal of evil. All right. His father showed him the right way, right? But he did the opposite of his father, right? And guess what? Like the Lord has said unto us, where to go? Then shalt thou say unto them, behold, Salakia, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith Yahweh, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have not worshipped, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. Right. So what Hezekiah did was the opposite of this, right? And what did his son do? His son did everything opposite of his father, right? It says, and ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that ye may not hearken unto me. And this is an example of what Manasseh did, okay? So it says Hezekiah had destroyed shrines of pagan worship throughout the land. Manasseh rebuilt them, adding also shrines to Baal and Asherah. He desecrated Yahweh's temple by putting altars for worship for idol worship in it. So like he sacrificed his sons, burning them to death in the worship of the idol Molech. Manasseh murdered so many people that the historian wrote he filled Jerusalem from one end to the other with innocent blood. All right, and Jake does the same thing today, man. Okay, and this little link right here, I'm gonna put it in the chat so y'all can go look and study some of the kings of Israel, right? Because it's important to know these things. Because if you know the kings of Israel, you can understand the prophets and what happened, right? But nonetheless, now let me go back to here, and then just look at the wickedness that Jake is doing, man. You can see it all on social media, man. All right. It says, with the churches, with the money, people believe in the money to be their God. It says here, Jeremiah 16:13, therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, right? So the Lord was talking about Babylon, when Nebuchadnezzar was ruling. But now, if we read this in this time, we can see that the Lord has casted us further from that land of Babylon, which is modern day Iraq, into Babylon the Great, aka America, right? So He has further removed us from our land. Okay, all right. It says, neither ye nor your fathers, and there And there shall you serve other gods day and night, where I will not shew you favor. All right. The Lord didn't show us favor here. Uh when we first got over here. Look at this. Where you think? Where you see favor in this, man? You got a little kid out there picking cotton, man. All right, and this cotton only grows in the winter. All right, and look, he ain't got barely got any shoes on. All right, and I'm sure blood pricked his hands. Okay, what is that? I'm trying to think of that book that I had, man. I think I gave it to one of my friends so he could read it. But there was an instance in the book that I had where the woman, she had gave birth to a baby, and she had to put the baby up there in a tree, and she had to go pick cotton while her baby was in the tree crying, man. Okay, there's so many grotesque things that Esau Edom has done unto us to show as an example that the Lord did not show us favor when we first got over here. All right. But now that the Lord has allowed us to understand who we are, what it is that we must be doing, and what it is that we should be doing, the Lord has granted us favor again. All right. And that favor, all right, mercy is what that favor is, what favor means. Okay. But I want to see what it says here. I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna close out. But we are in America because of our wickedness, man. All right. All right, we in America because of what we did against the Lord, man. All right. The word for favor, all right, is hanayi. Salaki, I know I'm saying that wrong.
Strong's H2594.
Oh yeah, that's ha na ya na. All right, but nonetheless, the water be safe. How about Shema Shabbatah? All right, so it says here, favor and compassion. Right, the Lord allowing the apostles of Great Millstone to get this word and be diligent laborers for the sake of Israel. All right, that's compassion and favor, man. Okay. But Lord will use edify, man. The Lord has put us in Babylon, all right, because of our wickedness, man, because of idol worship, because of things that we have done in our past lives, and we're living out our judgment. This was the Lord's judgment, but it was also Yahweh's judgment to be merciful unto us and show us that favor, have that compassion. All right, so Lord will use edify. To the next time, Shalom. Yabashima Shai Barakatham. Shalom.